Working through my
How about
countdown.
now?
Welcome to Combination. We are live, broadcasting live to YouTube, to Facebook Live, or Facebook Watch rather, and we're on AMP because we got it like that. Happy May the 3rd. We're glad you're here, either live for us in person or watching us later on because we will be broadcast.
Also streaming on YouTube eventually.
We're having my lovely and talented co-host, Todd, seems to be having some challenges with tech. Todd,
Maybe.
say hello.
Maybe. Hello. No.
Yeah, has some challenges with tech, so, you might not see him. Hopefully he'll get that resolved in a minute, but we'll see how it goes.
420.
All right. But anyway, we're glad you're here. Let's start off with this.
Hey guys, it's me, the architect behind the exhaust ports on the Death Star. I know, what a stupid design flaw. You're single-handedly responsible for the destruction of our ultimate weapon. I've heard it all. I've gotten a lot of guff from my superiors since the Death Star blew up about my shoddy design. I've been force choked, force lightninged, regular choked more times than I can count, and all I can say in my defense is, are you f***ing serious? I mean, do you understand the point of exhaust ports? Do you know how much exhaust is created by a moon-sized battle station? It housed a laser that blew up planets. It needs a lot of ventilation. The fact that I was able to keep the exhaust port to the size of a womp rat should earn me some goddamn respect around here. But let's talk about what actually happened. Some farm boy nobody shoots some bombs out of his X-Wing straight ahead, and they take a 90-degree turn downward and go exactly into the tiny exhaust port. They then travel miles in an insanely narrow pipe and hit the Death Star core. Anything seem weird to you about that? First of all, exhaust doesn't mean suck down. It means pushed out. That's what it is. Expelling gas outward, as in not in a direction that would suck down a bomb. If anything, it should have pushed the bomb away. Wait, how did the bomb behave in a way that completely defies physics? Oh, I don't know.
Can you hear me?
Right. We live in a galaxy with magic space wizards.
How about you?
Can you hear me?
But
Yes
Dak,
or no?
all the magic space wizards were killed. Oh yeah,
Okay.
you're right. Except the
So we're
farm
trying to
boy
share
who
a
made
video
the shot
clip,
just
and it
happened to be
seems
named
as though I
Skywalker,
don't
as in
quite
Anakin
have-
Skywalker, the
Can you hear
famous
the video?
Jedi who mysteriously disappeared the same day Darth Vader showed up.
Okay.
The point being, maybe the exhaust
Explain
port
why
isn't
you
to
can't
blame,
hear me.
because the shot was literally
One
not
of the two
possible
devices I'm on.
unless you had magic powers. Maybe if someone would have told me to account for space wizards when designing the exhaust ports, we would still have a Death Star. Maybe you should be blaming Darth Vader, who couldn't shoot down some farm boy. Maybe you should all stop blaming the exhaust port, which actually did its f***ing job.
Right.
Thank you.
You know, he brought up some good points. Maybe we should let him in on these plans for the new Death Star?
Ah, forget it. The guy's a hack. Anyways, about the X-Wing size hole that leads directly to the core. You think that should be Millennium Falcon sized?
Oh, great thinking.
Genius,
Emperor.
yes.
Maybe. Okay.
Okay.
I think that architect designed my microphone too. Possibly.
So we're having fun.
Are we?
Okay. So, well, we once again seem to be challenged with some technical issues, but hopefully we'll work through it. If you were able to hear the video, and Todd says you were, that was a fun little video from me talking about some of the challenges of the Death Star. This is what I'm going to say. Good evening and welcome to Combination Trivia. For those of you who have been here before, welcome. For those of you who have been here and are coming back, welcome back. We're really glad you're here. We're the little trivia show that could. We continue to have some challenges with tech and whatever, but we're doing our best. And we're always doing our best, and we're always going to try to do what we can for you.
Because we're one of those slick operations.
We will continue to do this for as long as people keep coming. So, and everyone is welcome at Combination, be they humans, droids, princesses, and scoundrels. So if you know anyone who fits any of these subscriptions, have them stop by. We're all access. We're all access level. We're not for the super fan. We're for any fan. And our goal is to educate, illuminate, and entertain, just not on tech issues, because we are always having tech support problems. Anyway.
Yes.
Happy May the 3rd, or May the 4th Eve, as I'm going to call it. Today is May the 3rd, and tomorrow is May the 4th, also known as Star Wars Day. And Lucasfilm and Disney have officially been acknowledging May the 4th as Star Wars Day since 2013, according to Todd. But yep, since 2013. But according to Wikipedia, and just generally from my understanding, May the 4th celebrations, casual, have been happening since about 10 minutes after the movie went out. Never underestimate the power of a good pun or a good dad joke. They can change the world. As always, if you've got any thoughts or suggestions for future books or future franchises to highlight, please let us know. Next week, we're thinking we're going to do Doctor Strange. But, what would you like to see? Tonight, because it's Star Wars game, we are pulling illustrations and questions from Darth Vader. Now, the official title of the book is Star Wars Darth Vader, Volume 1 Vader. Guess who the book's about? Guess who the main character is? Yes, Vader. God, you're so smart. You got it. We're glad you're here. You're so smart. Darth Vader, you know who he is, right? He is the antagonist in the first to be released Star Wars movies. He is one of the most iconic and recognized bad guys kind of ever. And you think you might know everything about Vader. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. But, stick around, play the game, let's see. Okay. So, play the trivia. If you're watching us live, please go to thecrowd.live/NMTDD or scan the code. And here's my disclaimer. Combination makes every attempt to bring you accurate and interesting questions. However, from time to time, some may argue that our questions have more than one answer. If this happens, please accept our preemptive and most humble apologies, and then please choose from the best response to the options available. This is a multiple choice, so if you don't think the answer's there, what's closest? Remember that tonight's questions are primarily from the work featured, so appearances in other media and changes made by subsequent storylines may not apply. Your answer is your answer, and after the question is closed, that's it. The host and/or combination, and that's us, will have the final say in all the circumstances during play. The first and fastest answer to the question that's right is the winning answer, but also has the most points. It's the most winner answer. The player with the most winning answer is the winner, and there's still no chicken dinner. You're playing for fun. I hope you have fun. This is for entertainment, and I hope you enjoy. Let's get started. Ready to start the countdown? Todd is playing around. Which of the following hasn't voiced Vader? And I'm talking about any Vader, including Chad Vader. Well, it's not James Earl Jones, because we know it was James Earl Jones. Wasn't Brock Peters, wasn't Matt Sloan? The answer is Orson Welles. Now, James Earl Jones, we know James Earl Jones. We know him because he's the one who did it. He got paid $7,000 for 1 day's work, not even a day. It was like 2.5 hours, and the world was never the same. Brock Peters has played Darth Vader in certain adaptations and radio dramas and other things. And Matt Sloan has not only been the sound double for James Earl Jones, but he's actually played the character Chad Vader in the web series Chad Vader Day Shift Manager, in case you haven't ever heard of that. Yeah, but Orson Welles never was Darth Vader. Now, and according to the internet, and the internet is never wrong, Orson Welles was the first considered to be, first was like George Lucas's first choice. The way the story goes is, it's like, it's either I've heard it that the schedules didn't match up or whatnot. But honestly, let's face it, Orson Welles probably wanted too much money. And back in the day, people forget, back in the day, Star Wars was a movie on a budget, and the budget was tight. Next question. Who published the original Star Wars comics? Now, George Lucas initially published Warren Publications, the people who bring you Cat Fancy and Vampirilla, and DC to publish a Star Wars comic. And they apparently were not so much interested. It was Marvel Comics back in the day, in the 70s, who were like, okay, we think this sounds like a project we can get behind. Roy Thomas met with some of the folks from the original Star Wars movie. And if my memory serves, and if Todd was here, he could show me, I think it was the cantina scene that, sketches from the cantina scene that made Marvel say, yeah, this is something we want to be involved in. And so, yeah, back in the 70s, Marvel started to do Star Wars comics. Now, Dark Horse has done some Star Wars comics for a time. But yeah, Marvel did them in the beginning, and Marvel is doing them now. How many issues were there in the first run of the Star Wars comics? So first set of comics, first. How many were there? The first 6 issues, by the way, of the original Star Wars comics, they were pretty much a straight retelling of the movie the first movie. But then for 107 issues, for 107 issues plus a couple annuals and whatnot, for years they kept going, and they all had the Star Wars comics. While there were certain storylines, in certain situations they were asked to avoid, they had their own plots, they had their own story arcs, they had their own characters.
Yeah.
If you
some programs
don't
along the way.
know the original Marvel comic story for Star Wars, you don't know there's a portion of Star Wars you're missing out on.
It's true. Not to mention some great artists. But I'm thinking you still can't hear me say that.
So what month was issue number 1 of the original Star Wars comic released? This one's a bit inside. But the answer is April. Issue number 1 of Star Wars, the first Star Wars comics, was released for sale on April 12th, 1977. And as I said, 107 issues plus a couple annuals. So Marvel published the first series from 1977 to 1986. And this series, the Star Wars, as you can imagine, this was a phenomenally popular comic series from, well, I think it was most popular in 79 and 80. Because,
Yes.
Star Wars. People like it. I think it's got a future.
Yeah. Kind of a good hit. Still nothing. Okay.
So, what is Darth Vader's mother's name? You try and remember, she was in that movie. Yeah, it's not Frigga or Frigga. That's
Frigga.
Thor's mom and whatnot. It's not Ursa. Ursa's the mother of Zuko from Avatar. And Lara is the birth mother of Kal-El, who went on to do great things once he left home. It's Shmi, who was a slave back in the day, and yeah, she's Darth Vader's mom. By the way,
everyone goodbye.
As I'm recording this, Mother's Day is coming up this upcoming Sunday, and it'd be a great thing for you to remember your mom this Mother's Day, because who's to say she didn't have to deal with an evil emperor's plan, and she does. You just never know what your mom's gone through, so you should definitely give her a call. It's just a nice thing to do.
Yes, it is.
According to Star Wars Vader, how long does it take to construct the Death Star? Or did it take? And every time they make a new one, the answer is 20 years. Now, Todd and I were talking about this before. Todd was telling me, because I was like, wow, 20 years seems like a long time to build a Death Star, especially like the second one, Yeah. But Todd's telling me it took like 30 years for the Hoover Dam, 40 years for the Washington Monument. Sure, it's absolutely valid that the Death Star will take 20 years, even for the second one. By all means, let's not modify that exhaust port.
No. Let's make it bigger.
Fortress Vader. What planet is that on again? It's kind of volcanic, hot. Jedi go there to die. Yes, it's called Mustafar, I'm told, because I've been wanting to pronounce it Mustafar, like something out of the Lion King. But I was told no, it's Mustafar.
Right.
And it's not a great place. By the way, all of these others, Mira, Muscorgzia, Mushi, these are all real planets. There's a lot of real planets out there. With my favorite of this list being Mushi, which the gentleman who discovered it, German astronomer Walter Bader, he named it after his wife. Again, Mother's Day is this Sunday. Go find a planet, name it after your mom.
1, 2, 3.
Or just give her a call.
1, 2, 3. Yeah.
So in the beginning of Star Wars Vader, Darth Vader goes to visit who? He's been hanging with the Emperor. The Emperor says, hey, I want you to do this. But before Vader does what the Emperor wants to do, he goes to talk to Jabba the Hutt. Now again, Baron Suntirfel, Darth Krayt, and Jackson, all of these are real Star Wars characters. Didn't make up a one of them. But all of these exist in alternate Star Wars properties. Jackson, my favorite, is a big green bunny who is one of the characters that was created in the original Marvel comic Star Wars. Darth Krayt and Baron Suntirfel, those are in, I believe, either the some of the later Star Wars graphic novels, or even some of the novels, you know, the books without pictures. But yeah, there's a bunch of really fun, fabulous stuff about Star Wars and the whole Star Wars universe. The movies are just the beginning. We really encourage you to go dig into it.
Yes.
So, Vader's on his way to see Jabba. It's kind of a secret thing. The guards get in his way. Not really smart. How many guards does he dispatch? 2. Please note that this is only the beginning.
Where's the light there?
Well, it's Vader. And he kills lots of people on a regular basis. You know, he just does. Vader always shoots first. Always. But like we said, he wants to go see Vader. He's got a personal thing that's going on. Something the Emperor doesn't exactly know about. And if you're wondering what that could be, you should check it out. According to Jabba, Darth Vader is the Emperor's what? It's what he calls him. By the way, lapdog? No. Jabba did not call him the Emperor's lapdog. Okay, so let's break this down because I always like to do this when we can. So a cudgel is a short, thick stick, which is used as a weapon. Okay? A truncheon is a short, thick stick carried as a weapon by a police officer. It's considered to be, a truncheon is considered to be slightly longer than a cudgel. A blade is a blade, you know, it's a knife. It's the sharp edge, it cuts people. But a bludgeon is a thick stick with a heavy end used as a weapon. So if Jabba thinks that Vader, or Jabba is calling Vader the Emperor's bludgeon, I think that means that Jabba is saying that Darth Vader has a big butt. And by the way, you'll see the picture over here. We have Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, and Princess Leia. That's because the Darth Vader, Book 1, Volume 1, etc., that's taking place about 10 minutes after the second Death Star blew up. This is about 10 minutes after Star Wars A New Hope, the first movie that was released, the 5th in the chapter, however you want to do it. And it's what Darth Vader did then. And if you ever wondered, the book kind of covers it. Now, according to Vader, those on the dark side prefer to use It's not the death grip, because that's a very touchy thing. It's not the mind meld, and it's not the mind tricks. Those are Jedi mind tricks he's talking about. Jedi mind tricks. No, those are what the Jedi use. They're a little bit nuanced, etc. And Darth Vader, who walks around killing people on a regular basis, not so much the nuance. By the way, mind meld, that's the Vulcan mind meld, Star Trek, not to be confused with Star Wars, which, some people do.
Some people do.
According to Star Wars Vader, where was Vader supposed to be negotiating with Jabba? Where was he supposed to go? He was supposed to go to Sky Moon 1. Now, but he didn't go there because, like we said, he decided to put in a sneaky mission. Secret mission that he kept away from the Emperor, because that'll end well. Keeping secrets from the Emperor, who's already a little cranky at you because, oh yeah, the second Death Star blew up. Chronica 2, by the way, that's in the Marvel universe, and Chronica 2 is the home world of the Chronicons. Saw that one coming, didn't you? It revolved around the star Insignis, but it's been destroyed. It was destroyed a while ago. Quarg is a planet that exists in the DC universe, and specifically in an antimatter universe. And Mogo is a sentient planet, and Mogo is one of the Green Lantern Corps, but he's also an island, or they are also a planet, not an island, and a green. So Mogo is fat as a planet, but I wouldn't say that to him. According to Star Wars Vader, who is the overseer of the Weapons Factory Alpha? So, Akoram Lan is a Bajoran poet from, Star Trek. And Allura is a Dabu girl from Star Trek. And Arturus is an alien who encountered Voyager on Star Trek. But the overseer of the Weapons Factory Alpha, that was Agadine. And Agadine, he had some problems. There were some rebels. In addition to being cranky with Darth Vader, the Emperor's a little cranky with Agadine. What happens with both Vader and Agadine? You should check out Darth Vader, Volume 1. Check it out. But suffice it to say, we feel as though Agadine is going to be properly incentivized at the end of his dealing with the Emperor and Darth Vader, that he will never, ever, ever do it again, ever. His annual review, it's going to be killer. Killer. Performance review, killer. According to Star Wars Vader, Vader says that he is not accustomed to... Okay. He is accustomed to fighting, so... fighting, wrong. And while he's also not accustomed to rudeness, well, he's probably a little bit accustomed to rudeness, and he's not accustomed to joking. What he tells the Emperor is that he's not accustomed to haggling. He's Darth Vader, y'all. He is accustomed to walking in and being like, hey, I'm the Emperor's emissary. I'm the Emperor's bludgeon. You're going to do what I want to do because I'm Darth Vader. But, you know, the Emperor here is telling him, you're going to have to haggle. You're going to have to haggle in these negotiations that I want you to go with, that I want you to be part of. And so Darth Vader, he's got to. Because, you know, the Emperor's already a little cranky with him due to some stuff. According to Star Wars Vader, after meeting with the Emperor, where does Vader go first? He's going to a planet before he goes to Simoon to negotiate with Jabba. He's going to, well, he's not going to Alderaan because it's blown up. Alderaan was located in the core worlds, and it was a terrestrial planet covered in mountains. It was beautiful. Yeah, and he blew it up. Hoth, you'll remember, was a remote icy planet in the star system of the Hoth star system. And no, he didn't go there. Not a good vacation spot. And he didn't go to Naboo. He went to Tatooine to meet with some folks. Maybe it was Boba Fett. Maybe it wasn't. You'll have to read the book to find out. Okay. So once again, tonight we're talking Star Wars, May the 3rd. Yeah. Illustrations and questions are from and inspired by Darth Vader, the full title of which is Star Wars Darth Vader, Volume 1, Vader. It's about Vader. Did you get that? Did you get it's about Vader? Because we're hoping that you got it was about Vader, because we weren't sure. The guys who named this sucker weren't sure that you would get that it was about Darth Vader. Oh, or Chad Vader. No, it's not about Chad Vader. So, here's the official blurb that if Todd's tech was working, he helped me with. The original Dark Lord of the Sith stars in his first ongoing series. Ever since Darth Vader's first on-screen appearance, he has become one of pop culture's most popular villains. He's my favorite villain. Now, follow Vader straight from the ending of A New Hope, yes, into his own solo adventures. Separate from what the Emperor wants him to do, he goes off and does his own thing. He's showing the Empire's war with the Rebel Alliance from the other side, because we all know what the rebels were doing. But what was the Empire doing? But when a Dark Lord needs help, who can he turn to? As Vader pursues a very personal vengeance against the rebels and investigates the Emperor's secret machinations. He clashes with the weapon scavenger and deadly battle droids and returns to a planet that he's been to before to build an army. Vader's building his own army. But some very powerful people don't want him to learn the truths he speaks. And those people work for the Emperor. We've got Jabba the Hutt. We've got Boba Fett. We've got a couple other bounty hunters and characters you're familiar with, or maybe you're not and should be. You should definitely check out the book. It's written by Kieran Gillen, who is a British writer. Kieran Gillen is best known for his work in comics and his previous work in entertainment journalism. Gillen's first graphic novel was called Phonogram, and he did that with his artist and co-creator, Jamie McKelvey. That was published through Image. Kieran Gillen has also worked for Marvel, Avatar, Boom, Tokyo Pop, Dynamite, and a bunch more. And the artist is Salman LaRocca, who is a Spanish comic book artist known primarily for his work in Marvel Comics, including the X-Men, and his work here on This, okay, so. And the winner once again is JJ, who I owe an email to. Dude, I'm sorry. I'll get there. We'll call you. Email. So congrats, JJ. Good job. Thanks for coming. Once again, you've been spending time with Calm Nation. Next week, we're doing Doctor Strange, Strange Academy. It's going to be fun. I love that book. I like this one too. Definitely. But like this, like I said, the thing with this is you can, admittedly, Darth Vader's running around killing people, which is not good. Not good, kids. Don't kill people. But it's one of those, you can give it to somebody who is only familiar with the movie and they're good. It's constructed in such a way, it's tight with the continuity and the timeline, etc. They can pick it up and know what's going on. So I recommend it a lot. If you have any questions, comments, compliments, complaints, you can email us at d.com.nation@gmail.com. You can like us on Facebook, yay. You can go to our website at calm-nation.com. You can follow us on YouTube. Maybe we'll get up to, you can follow us on Instagram. You can follow all the socials. You can like our Facebook page. What did I miss? Todd, what did I miss? Anyway, next week, Todd will have his tech stuff figured out. There you go. Todd will have his tech stuff figured out. And like I said, Doctor Strange, Strange Academy. If there's a book you like, if there's a book you're curious about, if there's any way we can make your day better, let us know. Above all, thanks for spending time with us.
And may the fourth be with you.